So now that the radio harness is all figured out, brackets are in, Fernando's almost done, if not done with all the speakers. Are you done with the speakers? Yeah. He's done with the speakers. Couple things that are left. Bluetooth mic, GPS antenna, mounting and doing all the amplifier. That's the big one that's left. What I need to do now is pull the bolts on the seat, figure out how we're gonna make the bracket. Basically gonna be the same as we normally do, just on the opposite side. Start getting those wires all tucked in, and well, the amp though in the box. So we still got a lot to do there. So I'm gonna start pulling the seat out. This amplifier being the way it is, you have all this exposed area here. I really don't want this side out towards the door just in case they take the doors off. So I want to keep it inside. So we're going to have all the wiring come out this way. So I want to move it as far into the car as I can. So I'm thinking right about there seems to be where I want to put it. I'm going to make the first cut 24 inches by 13. And then I'm going to come in and sculpt it to fit this area. I want to be able to mount it underneath the driver's side rear bolt and then put a rivet here to screw it into so that it doesn't flop around. We're going to use some 1/4 inch ABS, so I'm going to head over to the saw now and grab that real quick, and I'll be right back. So we have our piece of plastic. Now what we want to do is make our first cut, which is going to be removing this bottom portion here. So we're going to come out, and that's going to put us at 5. Come over this way, 8. So we have our basic layout here. We're gonna go cut this out real quick and then we'll bring it back and we'll do a few more trims. So we just got one little piece here that we need to remove. Other than that, this is how I want it to look. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. I'll meet you guys over on the workbench. As we mentioned earlier, we're gonna retain center console and we're gonna use that as a charge only. And to do that, we're gonna use the hub volt, which is this guy right here that Fernando's playing. So what it is it's just a standard USB right there, and it's got this cool charger. Because we're taking out the cigarette lighter and we're replacing it with the USB HDMI, we're gonna use the power that went to the old cigarette lighter to power up the factory USB using the adapter that came with the Alpine radio, plugging that into the hub volt, and then this guy in here will charge a device. And then he'll use the new USB that we're putting in where the cigarette lighter goes, do CarPlay. Is that a little confusing?
Yeah.
But it's all gonna work in the end, right?
Right.
That's all that really matters. This is the shape that we were after. I also went ahead and heated this area up right here with our torch and put a slight S bend in it, as you can see here. That just helped to raise this up a little bit. Drilled the hole for the seat bolt. This is where our front rivet is gonna go. The amplifier is gonna sit just like this. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and get this thing screwed down and get this thing wired up. Amplifier is all set and ready to go. Everything is zipped down and secure. Now the plan is to go ahead and get this in and button this thing up so that we can take a listen to it. So we still got a little bit of time left. Man, we got to run all the wires and, you know, the radio's still out, but dang, we're getting closer and it feels good. Fuse holder is in and mounted. So this is mounted into here, 1/4 inch ABS. If you'll notice, most of the engine bay is made out of what, Fernando?
ABS plastic.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that, a lot of ABS. All zip tied up and good. Check one more thing off the to-do list. So the amp is screwed in. Went ahead and put a screw here with a threaded rivet in place. So that is all set and ready to go. The wires are ran. They go up the side here to cross. They're sitting right here. They still need to go up. We're gonna mount the bass knob. Customer wants it in this area right here. You ready? Fernando's gonna work on the bass knob. I'm gonna go get that subwoofer in underneath the seat and he's gonna help me fish these cables up. We're so close. Sub is underneath the seat. So this is a special break in the video. This is unheard of. So we're doing the part 2, which you guys are watching now on the Jeep. My hands are dirty, sorry. You'll see why in a minute. And we were talking about the Alpine box and how I felt like it might have been designed with no carpet intended. We have another Jeep and it's got no carpet and it's getting an Alpine box. What are the odds? And I hadn't published the video yet, so check this out. Guy has no carpet kit. He has no intentions of putting a carpet kit ever in here. He drives with the top, the doors, and that is rain.
And we're getting those heavy downpours to move in.
So this is gonna get wet. Alpine box fits in here perfect without the carpet as we assumed it would. Let me lift this up. So the box goes in there, it sits in, the seat folds down, it doesn't get in the way, and it still rubs, as you can see from the corners there, the corner there. It sits in there really nice and there's nothing in the way of it. So the other thing too is this is the older Jeep. As you can see from the dash here, it's a little bit different than the other dash. This is the previous generation. The seats are different, like this doesn't have airbags and all that stuff under it. Thinking that the thought was, you know, one ring to rule them all, one box to fit everywhere. Let me show you what we did in the dash too, because it's really cool. This Jeep won't be in a video. I was late today because I had some stuff to do, so we didn't record it, but check this out. So up in the dash, that's the Kenwood Marine 600x1. This is a short chassis radio here. And then underneath the radio is a second amplifier. That is the 300x4. So we needed to put them somewhere where they'd say kind of dry. They are the cool little ATV amplifiers, so they're conformal coated. That's the Marine Kenwood short chassis radio, so we were able to fit them all up in the dash. I'll have pictures up on Instagram for you guys to check those out if you want to see what that actually looks like without the radio in place and with the radio in place. Back to part 2. Thanks. So for the bracket here, we went ahead and removed on the bottom, there's a piece of metal between the two pieces that are to hold the radio. I see there's gonna be problems trying to get all these wires through there.
Wow, that's so nice.
That wasn't as bad as I thought.
I mean, you got plenty of room in the back. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking this one is
gonna go way farther. So yeah, it wasn't as bad as we thought. It actually slid right in. There's plenty of room behind the radio for all this stuff. Hold on, let's get this all plugged in and make sure it works. And make sure anytime you're putting in one of these iData harnesses that it just really pushes tight. It should blink like red, 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 and then go green. If it keeps blinking red, 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 that means it didn't get the right serial number.
Yeah.
What's the weather like today?
Sound.
Yeah, I mean, other than that. What radio features? We got backup camera, CarPlay works,
Sirius free.
Sirius free works. Make sure that this USB is charging. All right, so preliminary tests are good. We'll finish getting the radio screwed in the dash, getting this dash kit back together. So we just did the initial test on it to make sure that everything worked. That's a good thing. So the sub is working, the CarPlay is working, the speakers are all working. We're gonna do a polarity check next. We have everything working. Now we need to go to the tunes. So we're gonna grab the DD1, then we're gonna grab the iTest mic. He listens to jazz and classic rock. That ought to be an interesting little mix there. All right, all the speakers are moving the same direction. I'm gonna head under to where Fernando's sitting right there, because that's where the amp is. We're gonna do some distortion detecting. Yay, we're so close to being done. At the end of the day, really, after working on it, don't you feel like the tune is like the best part?
Yes.
All right, so we have a 1000 hertz test tone playing, and we have our distortion detector here. We're gonna go ahead and we have signal.
All the way up.
And we have it all the way up. That's awesome. Let's check the rear. It's the same. All right, let's come over here and we'll go to 40 hertz. That's that guy there, 40 hertz. And I have the subwoofer volume up, so we have no distortion. Let's start turning up some gains. That's distortion, back it down a little bit. All right, let's go back to 1000 hertz. The front channel. All right, distortion. All right, down a little bit. Let's just see where the rear channel distorts at. Chances are good. We don't want the rear channel that loud. We just want it to be competitive. All right, so there's the rear. All right, there's none. Okay. We're good there. We have this set up for clip. Now it's time for the fun part. We're gonna listen to it. We're gonna check our crossovers. We're gonna grab the iTest mic, and we're gonna play a little bit of pink noise, a little bit of classic rock, and apparently a little bit of jazz. Oh goody.
Up? No.
You don't think it's
No, because they like right there.
Yeah.
You can actually, I can hear it. Like right.
Out of me.
Yeah.
We have the crossover points that I think we're gonna be happy with. We have it where we want it. You like it?
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Let's go over real quick what we think of everything. Let's talk about the radio real quick. Obviously, we know it's a 207. Pleasantly surprised with the kit.
Yes.
Actually, we were thinking the worst, and it went in really smooth.
Really.
The only trouble we had was just getting the top lined up, but I feel like, you know, we have that problem anyways.
Yeah.
This is way sturdier than anything we've ever done. I mean, normally you'd do this and the whole thing would move. So that looks really sharp. Now, it does add about $100 onto the price of the radio. If you were to buy all the same parts, it's about 100 bucks, maybe 80 bucks. Either way, it's one of the first times we actually got to put this screw back in, right?
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Z-Type Pioneer speakers, what's your thought?
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on that one. I mean, I know this is like 2 positives in a row, but
I mean, we put the speakers before.
we did the cheaper ones though. These are the higher end Z's.
Yes.
So these are the full Mac Daddy Z-Types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. Yeah.
I'm impressed. You know, we have some on the board and they sound okay, but this is nice. Subwoofer.
Yeah.
What do you think of the subwoofer? Be honest.
I'm not a fan.
Okay.
You know, it's like right here, it's just like
Jiggling your
no.
your boys.
Exactly. I'm not.
It's sitting over in this seat, it just sounds weird. Don't get me wrong. I'm used to the sub coming from behind me. I know it's non-directional. It's just right there.
I mean, it doesn't
the
sound
seat.
bad.
No.
It doesn't sound bad. It sounds good.
Yes.
For that type of music that he's listened to.
Well, yeah, the other thing too is I think like the criteria. If you don't want to take up any space in the back of the Jeep,
Correct.
you want something that's waterproof, you want some bass, you want to not have to worry about it, that's a great alternative.
Yes, that's a great option.
I recommend it. I mean, I'm not for it, but if you're looking for some real down and dirty like pop bass, you know, like that's not gonna do it for you.
No.
But it's very complete. Like the music we're listening to, we played some Ripping Tins, we played some Spies from back in the day. I mean, it was right on, man. It was hitting that note. It was giving that nice pop, 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 pop sound.
Correct.
I mean, you know, it's hard, you know, because it's like I want it to get down and dirty. He wants it to get down and dirty, and that's not what we're doing here. So we can't let that bias affect what we're doing.
Yeah.
All in all, oh, and the new amplifier with the bass knob.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you think of anything else that I missed?
That's it. Backup camera works fine.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, this is another Jeep in the can, as they say. This is done.
Yeah. On to the next one.
You guys have a great night. Bye. So now that this one is done, this is a little bonus feature at the end of part 2, letting you hear it. The one complaint I have about that woofer is that there's no brackets to mount it. And with the no carpet, it just kind of vibrates around. So we had to fabricate some lifters to stick underneath it so that it pinched in like the one we just showed you did. We did that, doesn't vibrate, sounds good. On to the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.